The convention, even in a democracy, there are some conventions, and the convention here, Ambassador Cravinho, was some kind of a consensus figure that would be the president of the commission. Now that has not happened. This is the first time, as far as I recall, that the commission president is not by consensus. There have been two dissenters there, and very powerful dissenters among Britain, and if you call Hungary powerful as well.
Well,
would you?
Hungary is an interesting case because it's a country which has, anyway, I won't elaborate, this is not the subject. But in the case of Britain, we all know that they are, you might say, dyed-in-the-wool Eurosceptics. And that is the nature of British politics and of British history. If you allow me to broaden the debate in a nutshell, I would say that the European Union has basically three antecedents, in the sense there are three godfathers to the present European Union. The first is the de Gaulle project of a union of sovereign states in the Napoleonic framework or footprint. The second is the German Holy Roman Empire, you know, mostly Central Europe towards Eastern Europe. The third is the Euro-Atlantic Community, which is the American, British-sponsored project, personified by NATO. And this has had all three ingredients have contributed to the forming of the European Union, but I also contend that they are in some way incompatible. And I'm afraid, as the French project seems to have faded after the unification of Germany, because France is no longer powerful enough to impose its way. Germany, on the other hand, has been building its own empire and linking up with Russia in a very powerful way. And as a result, now you see, in my view, a growing conflict between the Euro-Atlantic vision, which is the British-American one, which is being also supported by the present TISA negotiations, you know, the Transatlantic Services and Trade Agreement, which is being negotiated in secret, and which is disturbing a lot of people because it seems to lead to a sort of a federation in commercial and economic terms with the United States. And on the other hand, you have Germany, which has been quietly pursuing its own politics with Russia and with China. And I am just wondering if this is not going to lead to a split down the middle.
Does Russia gain?
I can't envisage such a split down the middle at all. I must say the United States has manifested serious concerns about the debate in the United Kingdom, whereby some part of the British political establishment is keen on seeing the United Kingdom out of the European Union. I don't believe that will come to pass, but I believe that if it were to happen, it would seriously disturb the relationship between the United States and the United Kingdom. And I don't think anybody, there could be any winners from that process. With regard to Russia, there is clearly at the moment major concerns, and we must all share these concerns with regard to a country that is very happy to tear up the Charter of the United Nations, annex territory belonging to its neighbors, territory that itself had recognized as part of the sovereign responsibility of another country. So these are questions which, for obvious historical reasons, are deeply felt in some parts of the European Union, and yet must be a concern for the international community as a whole. Europe is in the forefront of that. It's not easy to deal with such an issue, but it's something that we must do.
Ambassador Cravinho, that when the American ambassador to Kiev, Jeff Pyatt, and Ms. Newland, they landed there, and an agreement had just been signed with the European Union. He used a four-letter word. The American representative used a four-letter word to describe the European Union. Does that reflect in any way on the way the Americans regard the Europe?
I've been a member of government for 6 years, and while I will protest to you that my language is always impeccable, I must say that I have been privy to a number of conversations which are quite unprintable regarding allies, friends, and other such people.
You know what I'm talking about.
Miss Newland has apologized for her language and also for the content of her language. And I believe that's the issue can rest at that. It's quite clear that with regard to the Russian situation, the situation in Ukraine, we cannot be as gung-ho as some hotheads would like us to be on the other side of the Atlantic. Nevertheless, we have, with the Obama administration, a commonality of purpose, which goes beyond slips of the tongue.
Thank you so much. In fact, on that note, we take a short break and then we resume the other part of our discussion on the EU elections. A short break and then we are back.